Here the problem reads, Natisha's Bicycle Club is planning a 64-mile ride. The riding course is rectangular in shape. The lengths of the sides are given in the diagram. And here we have a diagram showing the bicycle riding path, and we can see it's rectangular in shape, and we're shown that this top side is 6 miles, and then this right side is 2 miles in length. One lap goes completely around the riding course. Question: how many laps of the course must Natisha's team ride to complete a 64-mile ride? Use words, numbers, or pictures to show your work. So let's begin by highlighting the key information and the key part of the question. In this case, in the first sentence, we read that Natisha's Bicycle Club is planning a 64-mile ride. That length seems key here. And then we also read that one lap goes completely around the riding course, and we're asked how many laps of the course must Natisha's team ride to complete a 64-mile ride. Well, we need to determine, in order to solve this problem, is the first thing we need to figure out is what's the perimeter of the bicycle riding path. And the perimeter is the distance around. So I'm going to make a note of that. The perimeter is the distance around the outside. So let's go ahead and work that out. Let's substitute P for the perimeter. And the distance around, we'll say and we're told to start here. So it would go 2 miles. And then you would turn right and go this distance. Well, since this is a rectangle, this is also 6 miles here. So that's 2 plus 6 miles. And then turn right. And this length isn't given, but since this is a rectangle, this side is the same length as this side. So this side is also 2 miles. Because the opposite sides of a rectangle are always the same length. So that's another 2 miles. Plus, finally, coming down the home stretch of a lap, you go the remaining 6 miles to get back to the start. So that's 16 miles around the outside. So then the question asks, how many laps? Well, let's go ahead and make a little list here. One lap is 16 miles. So that means 2 laps must be twice that, or another 16, which would be 32 miles. Aha! You might recognize, or a student might recognize, that 32 is half of 64, so they might jump immediately to 4 laps, but if not, they could go 3 laps at another 16 miles. That's 48 miles. And then get to 4 laps, being 64 miles. So 4 laps would be my final answer. That's the number of laps Natisha's team must ride to complete a 64-mile ride.